Are you looking for cheap resources, gems, diamonds, kills, or even trucking bot? Check out Ubai Shop in the description. Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you how to get laid. First, you need to learn how to test a frontline when your target has anti-scout. It's quite simple. First thing, I don't switch frontlines. I always stay in a range wedge. Some people might switch between infantry phalanx when it comes to range testing and to range phalanx when it comes to cav testing. I always sit in range wedge. Let's check the battalions. You will need 3 in total. First is the wall break. You will need a siege heroes. If you're free to play, you probably don't have the songstress and this guy, so you can use Watcher and Rose Knight for extra army HP and army attack. For the familiars, I'm using Tisserap. Make sure not to use Pact 5s. When I try to get frontline of my target and let's say he doesn't have anti-scout, I just break the wall and by that I can already see his frontline. Pact 5s can ruin it for you quite easily, so make sure not to use them. For the troops itself, I'm running 80k T4 sieges and 60k T1 sieges. Now you might need to add a little bit more T4s, let's say 120k, 75k T1s, if your target has max research, but usually I just do 80k and 60k and it works just fine. Another battalion is cav test. For that you need cav heroes. If you're free to play, you're probably gonna run a Rose Knight, Child of Light, the Sage of Storms, Dead Knight and Night Raven. For the familiars, I'm running this. Again, make sure not to use Pact 5s, it can ruin everything. For the troops itself, I'm using 4 buffers, 4 inf and 4 range. I'm running only 10k T2s. Now, it's not because I don't have any troops, which I don't have any troops somehow, but 10k is more than enough for me. Some people might need to run 20k, 30k, depending on your white stats. Another battalion with a range test. For that you need range heroes and same familiars as cav test. For the troops, again, same thing, 4 buffers and 10k range T2s. Now that we showcased my battalion, let's try it on some targets. Now, before we start, there's a few things you need to understand. If a range test does 0 damage while your cav test does a damage on your target, the enemy is in infantry formation. But if range test does less damage than your cav test, your target is also in infantry formation. If range test does more damage than your cav test, your target is in cavalry formation. If cav test does 0 damage while your range test does any kind of damage, your target is in range formation. If cav test does less damage than your range test, your target is in cavalry formation. Now let's test it on some targets. First we're gonna break the wall. I don't really have enough T1 sieges, but you know, it's Chaos Arena, so it doesn't really matter that much. So once we broke the wall, we're gonna remember the first 6 numbers. Well, most of the times the first 5 are important, but it's good to remember the first 6 of them. So we're gonna try cav test 1038k 963, and now it is the same number. Could indicate a range. Let's see if a range test gonna do any damage, and it did. So we found ourselves a range phalanx. Okay, so the wall is broken. His might is 709,193. Let's go with the cav test. And it didn't drop, so it could indicate a range phalanx or range formation in general. Could be a wedge, could be a phalanx. Yeah, range did a damage while cav did nothing. That is a prime example of range formation. Now let's find someone else. This guy. Okay, so the wall should be down. His might is 407,154. Let's go with a cut test. That is a big might drop. That could be a infantry formation. Let's go with a range. It approximately not 4k, almost 5k might drop on cavalry, while no drop on range. That is definitely any infantry phalanx. Okay, next target. Next target is a Tom 35. Tom 35. Let's go to the wall break. Let's do the wall break. We are in the range wedge now and speed gear. Let's see. So his might is 568, 543. Let's test with Cav. Cav did 0 damage. So this is most likely a range frontline. And it is a range frontline. Cav did nothing and a range did any damage. Let's try this guy. So the wall is down and he's 538,169. And let's do a Cav test. And now he's almost 3k might drop. Let's see a range. 535. 8k. So if a range did that much damage, he's definitely in Cav formation. Definitely a Cav formation. I would like to try. Maybe soloable. You never know. You never know. We will try. We will see the damage we're gonna do. Let's see how much might drop he's gonna get. He's not in gear. He's lost approximately 7 million might. So he's definitely in cavalry formation. I hope it helped you to understand how to test the frontline when the target has anti-scout. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye bye.